Okay, so the purpose of Gish's creating this model and doing all this research and looking at her students' work was that she strongly believes in building on what students already know and adding or reinforcing their knowledge base, their existing knowledge base. That approach to teaching is called scaffolding, where you start where the student is and you build on top of that rather than starting here. Okay, we'll probably get more into that hopefully at another point in time in the semester. So, and then the idea is that the knowledge base that you already have started becomes stronger and thicker, and then you're able to build on it. So that's where Gish was coming from when she created this approach. She also wanted to make sure that her whatever management system or process that she created was broken down into understandable, manageable, useful pieces. So when we take a look at her process, we will see that each of the pieces she has pieces that you can understand and explore separately, but each one of them is very, very doable and very manageable. She also wanted to avoid a management process that looked at text analysis and interpretation as word for word reconstruction, because that's not what we do. It's not word for word. So in a sense, many times it's very different than written transcription. It's very different, or written translation, because we don't work word for word. So she wanted to avoid any sort of processes that had that model in place. She also knew that starting with chunks of information is a good part of understanding your process. You know, teaching students to do the chunking. I'm sure you heard chunking. I think of, but to do the chunking thing, that's important, and that's part of it, but it's bigger than that. It's all about context. If you do not have the context, you will not get the meaning. Period. It doesn't matter how nicely organized your chunks and your paragraphs are, if you don't get the fact that this is a stressful meeting between a boss and a manager and the company is about to go under, you're missing everything, okay? And so she starts to ask a broader question. So not just what are the pieces, but how the pieces, what are the pieces and how do the pieces fit together? Those are the questions that she asks in this article and in her model.